Good morning, folks. Dennis Gillan here. Just the Monday morning ramblings of a guy. I'm going to start putting more content on this YouTube channel. And as thoughts come into my mind, I have to capture them with my ADHD. I'm going to capture them. And I want to capture this one on video. A gentleman recently heard me speak at a Rotary Club, and I was really kind of nervous about the Rotary Club because I typically speak to a younger audience. And this is on me. I thought maybe the older folks would not be ready for this conversation on suicide prevention, and I couldn't be any more wrong. They were totally into the talk. They were wonderful. And they actually stayed like every other audience afterwards and talked a little bit and wanted to share their story. And one guy, right when I was packing up and leaving, we were probably the last two people in there. He was doing some administrative stuff. He thanked me for the talk and then told me this story. He is a banker by trade, and he volunteers for a funeral home. Probably doesn't volunteer, probably gets paid, but you know those ushers? If you ever had to go to a funeral, the gentlemen who show up in suits, maybe wheel the casket down, help the family out. I recently had to go through this with my mom, and they're unbelievably professional. My mom died November 28th of 2022, and we called the mortuary, Andrews Mortuary in Wilmington, North Carolina. I have to give them a shout out because of what they did. It was somewhere around 7, 8 o'clock, and we called up and said, hey, my mom passed. Could you come and remove her from the house? Take the body. Her spirit is gone. She's in heaven. Oh, just remembering that call. And these two guys showed up really quickly, and they put suits on. Now remember this, it's like 7 o'clock at night. It's probably the two youngest guys at the firm, at the mortuary, Andrews Mortuary. Got to give them plug number 2. Probably, if you're on call, you're probably low on the totem pole. And these two guys, young guys, got the call, and they put suit and ties on to come get my mom, which was totally unnecessary, but was totally professional. Blew us away. And they say you can tell a lot about a society how you treat the dead. That spoke volumes for what they thought of my mom passing. So really cool. So this guy, back to the Rotary Club, this guy, he works part-time for a funeral home. And he felt compelled to tell me the story of a funeral for a guy who died by suicide and had kids. And he said he was standing up front ready to prepare the casket, to close it, get it ready for the funeral, when this guy's 8-year-old daughter walked up and put a note in the casket. And she said, Daddy, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you every day. I'm going to cry thinking about it. But here's the point he made. He said, if that guy knew what it would have done to that little girl, I'm pretty sure he would not have chosen suicide. Even though he's in pain, and he thought that was the only way out. If we could have videotaped that and then played it for him while he was alive, said, this is going to happen. Your daughter is going to put a note in your casket saying how much she misses you or will miss you, and she wants you back, with tears in her eyes. And we showed it to the guy. He goes, you know what? I can't do it. And I often say this about my brother Mark. I lost 2 brothers to suicide. And I often say, if I can go back in time, and Mark died on October 26, 1983. And if I can go back in time to October 25th, 1983, and say, Mark, if you go through with what you're thinking, 11 years from now, our little brother Matthew is going to do the same thing. It would have stopped him right there. Right there. And that's the point I want to make for this video. If anyone's in desperate straits and you're feeling pain and you're thinking about suicide, you're thinking that's a viable option, I'm here to tell you it's a horrible option. Because you never know the people you're going to impact. That guy, who I don't know, impacted that little girl, who I don't know. My brother Mark impacted my little brother Matt, and all of us with that departure. So there's a message for today. If you're thinking about suicide and you're thinking it's a good option, I'm here to tell you it's a horrible option. It's still an option. This is America. We like our options. You know, don't take anything off the table. I have my rights. I get it. I get it. But I'm here to tell you it's a horrible option. Choose life. Get the help you need. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. So I never have to hear another story about a little girl putting a note into a casket. That's all I ask. Have a good day.